SimTheWorld here. We are checking out the prologue to Toy Tinker Simulator. This game just dropped on Steam. It is the prologue, so there's only a little bit to do in it. Let's jump right in. So we are here in the workshop. As you can see, the game is all about fixing old toys, repairing, and making them new again. That's why in the thumbnail you may have noticed the elf. Let's jump in. Let's first take a look at the office. You have an office space here, you got some fish. There's a laptop where we'll accept contracts for different toys to fix. And then over in our workshop, that's where the bench is and other tools that we'll be purchasing. So I'm skipping the tutorial. I've played it a little bit just to get an idea. Let's jump in and look at our first project. So in the demo version, we have 3 different toys to choose from to fix. We can fix all 3, of course. I'm going to choose one just for our purposes here for the demo version. So in here, you have required things that you need. You need the original parts to the toy. So we're going to have to purchase those. Then you have different tools that you need. So in this case, we'll need a chisel to help fix this toy. You've got a note tabs where you can pin what you need to the notes list itself, which is kind of nice. That way when you go to the market, you know exactly what you need. You can pick those up. And as far as equipment goes, we need the ultrasonic cleaner. Kind of strange, you've got this old wooden looking toy, but we need an ultrasonic cleaner to make it brand new. Let's also take a look at the other toys just for oops and chuckles. So you can see you have different tools that you need, screwdriver sets, there's paints, there's varnishes, and there's a printer, so you can print off stickers, things like that. All sorts of cool stuff you can check out and play through on your own. There's also sanding. This is a wooden toy, particularly. Maybe the one we have is plastic, I don't know. But let's get the stuff we need for this one. Interesting. So there are different tools that you can purchase. I think you can purchase them all. You've got quite a bit of money. There's no limit there. Of course, the different toys that you have aren't going to use all of these quite yet. As for the chisel, let's get us the nice one. There we go. So you can see in the notes, it actually lets you know that you got the required part. So you're all set to go. Jump over to the equipment. Of course, some of these things are locked behind, gotta go purchase the game when it comes out. In that aspect, it's pretty cool. There is plenty to purchase now. We're going to get the ultrasonic cleaner because that's what we're using today. These are for the other jobs, the printer and the sander. So now that we have everything, we can come back to our project. And now that everything's checked off, we can accept this. And here we are at our workbench. We have a couple of those extra wheels off to the side. Our first task is to disassemble. Zoom in here. We need to pop off these wheels. And to do that, you need to use your tools. And pop each one off. That's why it said you needed like the 4 chisels, I think. Or at least 4 uses of a chisel. I'm not sure how the degradation of tools and things like that will work in the full version. I don't think all of those details are ironed out in this demo quite yet. That's why you only have a couple different toys to work with. But with this last one popped off, now all the wheels are gone. We can disassemble the train. So you click the part, it zooms you in, and it tells you what you need to do. For this one, we just need to use our hand and to pull it apart. I have noticed, so I'm clicking on the part. I go to click on it with my hand, but you have to move it to pull it away. And if you move it too quick, like I moved it probably a few pixels in the game, and it didn't jitter around too much. But of course, if you move it like a lot, it's going to mess with your display, how it's pictured here. It jitters around a little bit, so I hope In the full version, what I'd like to see is you click and pull, and it doesn't change the camera. Because right now, to move the camera around, you need to click the mouse and drag it around. So with all these parts taken apart, let's go to our ultrasonic cleaner. Let's grab everything that needs to go in the vat. We've got the new parts here, so we don't need to repurchase, we don't need to clean, they're all good to go. And with all of the parts now in the ultrasonic cleaner, we can head over there and get this cleaned up. We'll zoom out from the workbench, come over here, the cleaner's set up on the counter. I don't know why we couldn't just wash this in the sink, but I'm sure this does a much better job than any scrubbing we could have done. So now they're clean, we can see our repair progress. We're halfway done with this job. Let's go ahead and we'll take those back to the bench. And we'll come here and start to assemble. So to assemble, let's pop on the wheels. They're all ready to go. That one wheel's kind of floating over there. And let's get all the parts back together. And that's it. Of course, now it asks if we want to take a picture of it. Let's pull out our old iPhone 4 and snap a photo. Beautiful. That'll go on the website, advertise our skills, and there you have it. That's our first toy completely finished. And they play that loud music over the other music. That's kind of weird. Another thing I want to see ironed out in the demo, when you do the completion music, don't play it over top of your background music. You don't need it. So to complete this order, we're going to pop over to our laptop, come over here to our project, active projects, and we will deliver it. Fantastic, that's one down. This was a quick one, so why don't we tackle our little plane here. This is a quick one. Let's go get the equipment. We need the sander and the varnish. So the sander is an equipment, we can buy that, and we might as well purchase the printer too. We'll save the rocket for you guys to do on your own. The Prologue's free, you might as well download it, give it a shot. Varnish here is in the paint and materials. Get that purchased too. We got everything to accept, so we'll take it. So here we need to disassemble, and this gives you a much better idea of what I was talking about earlier. We click on the part, you zoom in, and you pull it. And if it's too quick, you saw my screen judder? I'll do it quickly, like you grab the part and move fast, and it kind of tilts the screen. And I'd like to see it frozen. That way, if you grab it really hard and yank it off, you're not going to rip your screen apart. But with this, we are Santa's little helper. We're going to take all these toys over to the sand table, or the sanding block, I should say. It's not really a table. And we'll get these cleaned up. So the sanding block goes right next to the ultrasonic cleaner. So the sand, you just need to like really, it's a small window to sand. There's not much action there. When you're done sanding, you send it over to the painting table. Yeah, the box on this is pretty small, so a couple quick shakes of the mouse and you're done. Just really simple, but I kind of wish the hitbox on that was set for the part itself and not just kind of the generic square there. Not a big deal. This is still just a demo, so they could be working on that. Now we come over to the paint table. We got the varnish. Similarly, you've got a little rectangle here to spray paint in. So like I could spray paint up here and it's finished. So it doesn't even need to hit. You just need to be spraying it. I guess the overcoat does take care of that. Not that I'd want to rely on it. But who am I to say? I've never actually built a toy myself. Now we come back to our workbench where our elf was stationed before. And we go through, you just click them. It all assembles itself, nothing left to do but take a photo. And a photo is taken. That completes our look at Toy Tinker Simulator. I hope you enjoyed it. The game does look interesting. The graphics look really good. I have to say that. The toys look great. The graphics don't look generic or anything. The gameplay, I'd like to see a little more polishing on it. Just how you click around, you pull things apart. The hitboxes are pretty small. But otherwise, I think this is going to be a great game when it comes out. Why don't you let me know what you think down in the comments below? Otherwise, thanks for watching as I simulate my life one game at a time. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the future action. You can follow on Twitter for updates to future games being played, as well as follow on Twitch as I try to stream 3 days a week. Thanks, and I'll see you next time at SimTheWorld.